structured word in R and Python, right? But they are focusing on R now. You need to write a well-structured syntax, a well-structured word code to bring out a very lovely word visualization. So with its extensive library of packages, over 118,000 on CRAN. So in CRAN, so CRAN is like a website housing libraries of packages now. So all those your tidyverse, all those your Caret, all those Focus, all those packages, libraries that you see, you can before you perform any syntax, any code on in R, you have to first install the package and load the library. So this you can see the CRAN, it's where those packages are being housed, right? R can handle diverse data related tasks efficiently. So like Python, it can handle tasks more efficiently too. So key features of R: rich ecosystem of libraries, but it's not as rich as Python, right? The Python app, because Python has lot and powerful libraries, like we saw when we were explaining the different tools. So it has a rich ecosystem of libraries. You see the packages like dplyr, the ggplot2, the tidyverse makes data manipulation and visualization was seamless. So if you know what each of these packages does for you, it is very easy to know and to run your codes very well. Reproducibility. So this helps you when you write codes, you can easily share it, right? So when you write something, you can easily share. Those people do what are they calling it? Portfolios, right? So you can share your codes to people, you can show people your work, you can make corrections. So these are what you see. R script and Markdown help you document your analysis for what reproductivity. So if somebody wants to see your work, right, or so you want to show somebody this is what I've done, you could write it using Mark down or R script and show people and upload it online using Kaggle, GitHub, and the rest, whatever medium you need to upload your data online to ensure that people see it and are able to connect with it. So cross platforms, it works on Windows, it works on Mac OS, and it works on Linux. So there's no OS platform it doesn't work on, right? So let's see what RStudio is. RStudio is an integrated development environment. So we have R and we have the RStudio. So the RStudio is like a fair environment where you can, like a playground for children, right? You cannot, when you go to a let's say those who live in Abuja, I don't know, right? Let's just say those who have been to Abuja, you see these their parks, their recreational centers. When you go there, it's an open field, right? Everybody can walk in and do anything there. But there's this particular place which is called the children playground. This is where children get access, right, to to playground, to toys, to everything they want to play, everything that is needed to be in the playground is there and available for children to be comfortable. So this RStudio is just like your children's playground, where it helps you run code. So whatever tools you want to need, so it's linked to your R, right? So whatever library package you want to use, right, it makes it flexible and seamless to use it in your RStudio. So it's an integrated development environment for R, designed to enhance your coding experience. And you can see it provides an intuitive interface for working with R scripts, managing files, and viewing results in real time. So when you write codes, your files, you can when you write using your R Markdown, so you could convert your file into your empty HTML files that you can upload online. You could write scripts on it just for writing and practicing sake, and you could also view your results. So when you write those codes, you just click on it, it views your work, it gives you the result of what you have done. So the key features of RStudio, we said it is users friendly. That's a user friendly interface. It combines script writing, console interaction, and output viewing in one environment. So you write, you see what you have written in your console, and you see the output, right? So this is what it does for you. Visualization tools allows you to view plots, graphs immediately after running your code. So whenever you run your code, immediately you run, if you follow the right syntax, immediately you run the code, right, it gives you what you have run. So if you have to plot a heat map, you have to plot a bar chart, you have to plot yes, a line chart. If you plot it accurately, if you write the syntax accurately or the coding accurately, your plots, your graph, your beautiful graphs would show and better explain what you want to do. So the markdown support makes creating reports and documentation easy. So if you want to share your work, right, using the markdown helps you, makes it possible to be able to share your work and share your report. So you see all those when you see portfolio, you see something like link, click on my link, the link takes you to either the platform housing their work. It is either Kaggle, it is either GitHub. I really don't know about any other platform. I think those are the main platforms I know where you can house your reports and what your and your documentations and the rest. So project management organizes your analysis into projects for better what structure. So if you want to work on a project using the arrow markdown, you see there your name will be written there, the date will be written there, the topic will be written there. So it gives you like when those who run project management, you would see how there's a breakdown of everything you are doing, every step you are taking. You are telling us, you bring the data, you tell us what the data is all about, you get the data, you tell us, okay, we clean the data using this tool, you come down again, I visualize using this tool, you come down again, this is the insight I got from my data, you come down again and tell, okay, this is my recommendation to enhance this particular problem or this project I have done, right? So this is what they call project management. So it just gives you a breakdown analysis of everything you have done. So if anybody comes and finds your work, you see that okay, you can better explain what each of the efforts you have, what each of the steps you have done in making that project was realistic. So let's say I'm getting started installing R. So download you install R from the website. It's the CRAN website, but we'll go there. You install R Studio. You download it from the R Studio website. So set up your workspace. Open R Studio. Write your first script R and execute it. Run and do that. Okay. So while learning R, we are going to come into installing. So don't be in a hurry. So why are we learning R and R today? For data enthusiasts, right? So for those who love data, right? R is excellent for exploring, analyzing, and visualizing your data. So in-demand skill, like I said, there are some job vacancy you will see that requires just R, that needs R experts, and the pay is very sweet, like it's good. That time you are just working on R, and maybe remotely on site hybrid, and you're catching your cool money just because you have one particular skill. Just like Power BI, it is an in-demand skill. R and Python are also in-demand skills. So if you can learn either of the two programming language very well, then you are good to go. So it's a custom solutions. R allows for building customized models and tools to solve what unique problem. So custom, like to your own taste, right? How you want the models to be. How you feel, okay, this is how I want it to be. It's not like Excel, you just have to tap one column, tap the other column and put it. But you are telling whatever visualization you are making, you are telling okay, this is how you impute something in a code, this is how I want it to look like. So overview of R and its applications. What is R? R is an open source programming language. Hope we are all following.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we are following.
Okay. So R is an open source programming language and software environment designed for statistical computing, data analysis, and graphical representation. Created in the early 90s by Rose Acker and Robert Gentleman. R has since become one of the most widely used tools for data-related tasks in academia, business, and research. So those who want to further their PhD, do their masters in whatever discipline or career field you want, so R is needed. Data analysis is needed as a whole. So if you are even a researcher, even if you are in academia, you are a student, right? You want to pursue your master. Even those who are writing thesis in university undergraduate, you need to learn data analysis because you can't do it. You can't do without it, right? So you have to visualize and do everything. So R is a very good tool for those in that particular region. So key features of R: extensive library. Extensive library. Yes, over 18,000 packages on CRAN for diverse applications. Data manipulation simplifies cleaning and transforming large word data set. Advanced visualization, creating stunning visualization with what packages like your ggplot2. Then statistical modeling performs regression, hypothesis testing, time series analysis, and more of it. So we say reproducibility integrates with R Markdown to create reproducible word report. So crossword platform runs seamlessly on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. So these are the key features of R. So applications of R. We have the applications of R. Statistical analysis. You can apply R in your statistical analysis. That is description and inferential statistics. We have hypothesis testing, and we have the regression analysis. Then we talk about visualization, data visualization, interactive and static visualization. That is visualization that doesn't move but is interactive, right? Using packages like ggplot2, Shiny, and Plotty, right? Dashboards for presenting insights interactively. So machine learning, right? Those who want to learn machine learning, right, is actually a good one too. To learn machine learning, I think the pay too is always high, right? In terms of job offers and salary range, their pay is very high, right? So build predictive models like using packages like Carrot, MLR, and the random forest. Perform clustering, classifications, and natural language process. So these are what you can do, and many more you can do with R program. So in case you are asked whether during interviews, what do you think you can use R for? So this is it. So I'll be sharing the material after the class like I did the other time. So you can data science and big data. You can handle and process large data tools with tools like data table and the dplyr. Integrate with big data terminology such as the Hadoop and the Spark. So for bioinformatics, analyze genomic data with specialized packages like the bioconductors, perform sequence analysis and statistical genomics. So finance and economics, right? So there's no place you don't need this. So you can see where you can R is needed. Finance and economics, analyze financial data for portfolio management, risk assessment, and forecasting. Time series analysis for economic modeling. You can also use it there. For your social science research, analyze survey data and conduct behavioral studies. So you can use R to do that. Text mining for analyzing qualitative data. So academic research, you can use it for it too. Widely used in statistical and scientific research across disciplines. Create high quality visualizations for research publications. So industry leveraging on R. So I'll tell you that there's no industry that doesn't need R. There's no industry that don't need data science, data analysis. There's no industry. As far as data is produced every day, and there's no how you know data is not produced every day. Is you on Google? Every search you make, data is being produced. Is you on your phone? Every message you type, every time you go online, data is being extracted. Is it in the hospital? Anytime you go to book an appointment, anytime an X-ray is being taken, anytime a prescription is being given, data is taken. Is it in economics? So anytime there's a drop down, there's an increase in anything, or there's an inflation or deflation as a result of socio-economic effect or factor, data is being taken. So tell me where data is not needed, or data analysts or data scientists are not needed. So everywhere they are needed. So in the industry like the health sector, predicting patient outcome and analyzing clinical trial data, e-commerce, right, your online stores, customer segmentations, recommendation systems, and sales word forecasting. You want to forecast, right? Then technology, A and B testing, and product analytics. So they have product analysts. So you could specialize as a product analyst in this too. We have marketing, campaign performance analysis. So those who run campaigns, right? That's why you see digital marketing analysts. Those who run campaigns, you know, say, okay, please come and analyze the result of this campaign we have run. Maybe over 6 months, over 1 year. There are people who are designed who are experts in that area as what a digital marketing analyst, but you must have a digital marketing certificate to back it up. So if you are in the health sector, tech sector, and you want to perform as a data analyst, please, I would ensure you have an idea, at least a certification on health, right, to back up what you are doing, to make you stronger. So whatever industry, whatever career path you want to leverage your data analysis skills on, please ensure you have certification, ensure you have idea about that particular industry or background. So we talked about the government's it says census data analysis. So in Nigeria, I don't even know when last we conducted census, but if you check back over 10 years, you can actually get data. I don't know, but I think you can get data for the last 10 to 15 years, right, on the census conducted in Nigeria and policy evaluation. So if somebody, the government evaluates a policy, like implements a policy, they might want to check how effective the policy has been on the government or on its citizens, right? So why choose flexibility, right? Customizable for visually any data analysis tasks, community support. So R has very large community support, right? So that's why it's important that when you learn R, it's important you have a community that supports you. Sometimes you learn it. Most persons, I know most persons who have learned this R, but because they don't have this community where they are able to give them maybe weekly or bi-weekly projects to do, so that because anything you do often, you be a master in it. So they don't have this close community that gives out give them project, okay, do this and submit it in 2 weeks, do this and submit it. That's how you grow. So you need a community of support, and how has it, and you can also find it any other place too. So cost effective. So R is free. You don't need to pay any money on like Microsoft app, right? So where you have to pay to get this some features, right, in Microsoft and the rest, Tableau and Power BI. But R for now is free and is an open source, so anybody can make use of it. So it's step by step for those who don't have R on their system. So this is a step by step guide to installing R and R Studio. So step 1 to installing R before your R Studio. So R is the core programming language that R Studio uses. So R Studio depends on R. So if you have an Anaconda, you just have to open your Anaconda app and install R in your system. But since I think some persons say they have, so I think it's good to go. We are good to go. So he said you have to visit this. So I think I'll copy this out. So please, if you know you don't have R on your system, please and please, you see this what are they calling it? This link, you can just write it on your browser, right? On your search browser, and it takes you down there. So I'll just copy it, Ctrl C. I'll go back to my browser. So I hope you are seeing my screen. Ctrl V, I'll say enter. So you just have to copy this format, right? See it, cran.r, then iPhoneproject.r.org. So it will take you to this place. Hope you are paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes you down to this place. You see your Windows and your Mac. A Mac.
Yes.
Okay. So if you are using a Windows, you have to download. If you are using a Windows, if your laptop is a Windows, you have to download here. If it's a Mac, if it's Linux, so you just have to download. So since I have R on my system, but let me just do it for the sake of people who don't have. So I'll just have to do download R, right? You see it install for the first time. You come here and do what? You put install. You see the download, say download. I hope you are following, please. So those who don't have, I hope you guys are following me. Or am I too fast?
We're with you.
Okay.
No, ma'am, we have following you.
We okay. Continue.
Okay. So you just have to go there. Then you say download R for what? This is the version of R I want to download. So you just have to click here. I have this, but I don't want to download it. Let me stop it. So it continues to load, right? Let me pause it. I have it already on my system. Okay, let me just leave it to download so that for the sake of people, so I can show them how to install it. So you let it download. It's downloading. So let's go back to the R script. When it downloads, come back there. So it says select the operating system. So your operating system, mine is Windows. You can see it here. So I've selected this is a step-by-step guide on how to install R and R Studio. So you see, you run the installer. When you have opened the device, open the downloaded file. So let's see if it's open. Maybe that downloaded. Okay, I think it's downloaded. Okay, it's not yet done. Still downloading. Still has time. So we just have so when we open, you just have to open the screen and what to do all the downloading and the rest. So step 2, to download the R Studio. You can see, I don't know if you are seeing my screen. Show you some few explanations to that move. So this is it, how to download your R Studio. So you have to open the downloaded file, follow the on-screen instruction using default settings unless you have a specific preference. So you have to use your default settings, verify installation, open R console, search for R in your system search bar. So when you have installed it into your system, you just have to come to your search bar here to verify that it's already in your system and just search for R, right? This is where I want it to be. So I already have R on my system, so even if I put R Studio, you see my R Studio here. So my R Studio is already on my system. This is when you've downloaded it, you sure you're downloaded it, you just come here and search for it. So let's go back to our downloads. Okay, still downloading. So that's how we go about that. Then you verify it as open, installing R, okay. So this is it. Run the download installer, follow up the setup with using default option. So you just have to follow. There's nothing when you download it, you see all those stuff you did there. I'll just do it, but I'll not download my own. Then you can go through it like that. So verify setup too. You just have to come here to and search for your R Studio. So optional. This one is optional if you want to install R packages. To start using R effectively, and you may want to install some packages, open R Studio and run the following commands in your R Studio. So you can just say install packages ggplot2 and the rest. Let's move down. So now I want to let us understand the R Studio interface. So I'll be opening my R here, my R Studio interface. So I'm opening my R. Right, so I can explain the source panel, the console panel, where you can find each of them. So this is my arrow. My arrow is already here. I've opened it. It's already downloaded on my system. So while it's opening, it's overriding my screen. So R has the following interface. So RStudio is a powerful integrated development environment for R designed to make coding, debugging, and visualization results more intuitive. And what here is a breakdown of its main components. So what makes up the interface, the RStudio interface? Number one is the source panel, which is found at the top left panel. It's found at the top left panel, right? So the purpose is where you write, edit, and save your scripts, markdown files, and your documents. So let's see if my R is already open. Okay, it's already open. So this is the source panel. All of it here, the top left. So all of it here, this is what we call the soft panel, the source panel here. So you can go to file here, create a new file. It's either you want to run a script or you want to use the arrow markdown for to be able to reproduce your results, right? So that's what you can do. But before that, you can save before working on any script, ensure that you save your work, right? Before trying to work on any, if you know it's a project you want to do, so you can give it a name here, save as, and give it a name here. So number two, what I want people to do is, before you work on any document or on any project using this R interface, please ensure you have a directory, right? So most times they'll give you a directory by default. See, project none. So you ensure you open a new project, just like when you are working with SQL, your Google query, right? Sandbox. So ensure you create a new project. So if you are working with, if you want to have different projects, right? So you say, like, I have a project I named Arrow Programming. I already have another project I named called Coursera project. So just have a new project, right? So you could do that by just saying new project. You're opening a new project. So while this is opening, let not delay time. Okay, you see it. Start a new project in a brand working directory or an existing directory, or a version control directory. So an existing directory, if you want to create an existing directory, you would ensure that on the desktop screen, open a new folder on your desktop. You know how to create a new folder. Do we know how to create a new folder?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so on your desktop screen, ensure you create a new folder, naming it that project you want to work on, so that for easy recognition and rest identification. So now, if you see, okay, cancel. So when you name it, you just come and you want to now work on the project, you just have to come here, you say new project, right? Then you now choose existing, you see existing directory here. You now see browse. So this browse will now take you to that project that you have saved. That's folder you've created. So let's say I created our folder and I did our project our folder and I said open. So when you create a folder, you put all your documents, right, all your data set inside that folder. So that, because it's from that folder how can upload, right, your data set into this interface. So if the data set you're about to work on is not on that folder, how would not be able to find it, right? So when you've created a folder on your system and it's already saved, you saved it already, any data set you are working on, ensure it's inside that folder, so that when you set it as your directory, right? When you try to say when you try to load your data set into R can be able to identify that there is such data set inside that folder. But Sha will be creating that, right? I think I'll have to do a rough work for the sake of people who don't know it. So this is like I said, this is our source panel, and it is found at the top left of the RStudio interface. So what's the purpose? The purpose, you can write, edit, save your R script. I told you how you can save your R script, how you can write, how you can open a new R script, your markdown files and Word documents. Say run selected code using Control Enter. So when you are writing your codes, right, the syntax are correct for anything you want to run, you could just use Control Enter, or you highlight the whole code and go to R. So when you run a code here, like I want to run, let's say CSE, right? And I put comma, and I want to say math car. So this one is the data. Okay, let me first download the data. So this is the data by default on R. So let's say I want to get this data and I want to run it. Either I use control shift, right? Or control enter. You see that in this data math is not found, right? So I didn't write this very well, but this data, let me use diamond to show you. You can see that it's showing that this data is not found, right? Or let me try diamond. If diamond will be found here, diamond data. So there are some data that are in R by default. You don't need, if you want to work, if you don't know the data to work on, there are available data on R you can work on, that's there by default. So you just say Control Shift, Control Enter. So you see diamond is not found. So let's check for the available what. Okay, sorry, Control Enter. You can see the available data in R. Right, these are available data that are by default in R. So before you can download the data, you have to install your R package and the rest, your tidyverse and the rest. These are the to check for available data that are in R program, that are in the RStudio by default. You can work with them. You don't need to start uploading data or downloading data from elsewhere. You just have to use your data function to do that. So you see that these are data sets in packages. Data sets are, you'll see different. See the Titanic data set, survival of passengers. You see those Titanic data sets you used to hear of. You can get it here. Your tooth growth, your plant growth, your orange. So there are numerous data you can work on that is here on R by default. So instead of you downloading data set from the net, you can just come here and work on R package that's here by default. So that's how you'll be able to run your R. You could use your Control Enter, or you could highlight here like this and run it through this code and run here. So I could just run. You see, it's the same thing. So if you are using an Windows operating system, you would use Control Enter. If you are using a Mac, you use Command CMD Enter. So that's how the two ways you can actually load your data or your syntax or code in R. So he said to run your R. He said syntax highlighting makes your code easier to read. So if you want your code to be easier to read, depending you want to run it, you could just highlight it like I did. Then you can save script as R file for future read. I told you how to save it. You go down to file, then say save as. You save your file at like that. Then the second one is called your console panel. It's found at the bottom left panel of R. The purpose is the interactive area where you can directly execute R commands, right? So key features: enter commands for immediate execution, view results including printed data and error messages. So when you have an error message or you want to view your results, when you run codes on R, you can see it there. So it said history navigation, use the up and down arrow key to cycle through previous commands. So let's say these are R, then that is the console panel. This place is called, you can see it here. This is called your console panel. You can see that every error message you see it appears here, every result appears. So let's say I want to load in tidyverse. So I can come here and also load, say, install, right? Then tidyverse. So I could use my command control enter, you'd see that it's loading my package. So this sign here shows you that it is loading your package. Right? You see this stop sign shows, so whenever it stops, it shows that your package is loaded completely. So this is where you get all your results. Even if you run a code now on R and you want to see the result, it all comes out here. So this is the console, right? And this is the source. This is the console. They are the main components of the R interface. The source at the top left corner, the console at the bottom left corner. Then we now talk about the environment stroke history pane. That's the top right panel. So environment tab, so displays active objects, data frame, variables, functions in your current sections, used for tracking what's loaded into the memory. The history tab keeps a record of commands you have executed in your section and allows you to revisit and reuse past commands. So you just have to come here, this is your environment section, right? So if there's a data on your data you are working on, or any data you've created, right, or any variable you've given a name, you'll see them here. If you want to upload a data set that's already on your system, right, you come here and you see upload base, upload read, upload from Excel, from SPSS, from start, right? So you could just upload from here. So, or if you use the default data in Arrow programming, you'll still see them here. So use your history, shows you can see all the commands I've run. So this is where you'll find it. Shows you the history of all the commands, all the functions, everything I've run. So this is where it's showing me. So we'll go back to then now talk about number 4. We now talk about the files, the plots, the package, the panel, the help panes, and they are found at the bottom right panel. So the file tab views and manages files in your working directory. Like I said initially, when you are creating a working directory, first of all, open a folder on your desktop. And when you create the folder, ensure that the downloaded data sets are in that folder. Set it use it as your working directory, because if you use a particular folder as your working directory and the data set you downloaded from online, it's not there on that folder, I will not be able to see it. I will tell you there's no folder like that. There's no data set like that. No data set found. So ensure it is there. So you can see here that the file tab views and manages files in your working directories. Set your working directory using sections. Set working directories, right? Then
The network is not good though.
My network is not good.
Yeah, we can hear
It's
you.
okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's perfect.
Okay.
We can hear her
I
clearly.
think it's general though, because it keeps throwing us out.
It keeps what?
It keeps throwing
I
us
think it's
out. You have to
network.
reconnect like that. So it's
Yes,
breaking.
it keeps
a bit,
logging us
but
out.
it should just be a general network, not particularly yours.
It's general network issue. I just
Okay.
I
logged
think
in back now. I've missed a lot here now.
it's okay from my side.
Okay, it's okay from your side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope it's recorded because I've missed it. I just logged in back now.
You just logged in.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe it's network from your side because network from here is very fine. I have a very good network. I'm using Airtel, so it's actually strong. So you talk about, if you now look at your file tab, so this is where you view all of your all the files in your working directories. And you talk about the plot tabs, right? So all those visualizations that you are plotting, all those syntax you are writing, so it's under this plot tab that it will show. So if you plot a line graph, you plot a bar chart, it's under the plot chart you see them. You will not see them under the console, your result under the console. You will not see your result on the source panel, but you will see it under the plot tab. You will see it in the file stroke plot tab. Here, you just see it under the plot tab here. So you go down, you can see what it says. The plot tab displays your graphs and charts when you are plotting functions like ggplot and what using your plot. It includes options to zoom, yes, export. You can save your plot, you can export it, right? Whatever server or platform you want to do. Packages tab, so it shows you the available package on your system, on your R. So manages our package, install, update, loads, and unload packages. So you can unload your packages. Use the install button to add new packages. So you can also help.
Please, we can't see your screen here.
Eh? Are you talking to
The
me?
screen is back. We can't see the screen before, but it's back now.
Oh, okay. So the help the how the packages tab manage our packages, install, update, load and unload packages using the install button to add new packages. So you see the help tab, access documentations for R functions, packages, search for helps like you need help on particular something or particular function. It's just how you can use it here. So let's go to the let me just show you a rundown of everything. So this is your file tab, right? So you see this is my file tab, everything inside it. There's nothing here, I don't have any project here. So you just see there's a random, I just have all of my documents here. But if I set it to my R project and I put a directory there, everything comes here, right? So you talk about your plots. So if I visualize anything here now, all my line graph, my bar chart, my everything comes here. It shows everything here, right? So you can now export, you can see the export button here. So you can either save as image or save as PDF or copy to clipboard. So you can copy it and paste it anywhere. So you talk about your packaging, your packages. So you can see when you tick on any box here, you have already you have uploaded the package. So this, like we can see now, this library AxPass is already uploaded, is already loaded on my R. So if I don't want it loaded on my R, I'll just have to uncheck. You can see it detached, right? I already unchecked it from my R. So if I want to install a package, right, and I don't want to write it here, I can just come here and say I've installed tidyverse. I want to install maybe random forest. I can just say random forest. Let's see if you can see that it's here. I'll say install, right? You see that it's into install, start installing the random. So if you don't write it here, you can still come here under package, then write install. You can see that's telling me successfully unpacked, right? So you come down here, you can update too if you want to update any particular package, because there are sometimes they make changes, they make updates to package. So if you want to update, you can just come here, select all, then install update. So if there's any update on any of these, it can update for you. So that's how where it's done. Cancel. Then your help center. So if there's any question you want to ask R, right? So let's say let me use maybe I want to ask R with the function of print. I'll just do question mark and print. Right? You see my syntax here. Question mark and print. I'll press enter. So let's see. You can see it, right? So R is telling us that just question mark at the front of each of the function. Print. So it's telling us that this is what we can use print for, right? So it has showed us how we can use print. So you can see them. You see them, right? So this is how you can find if there's a function you are confused about and you really don't know how to go about it, like don't know what is useful, you can come here, just put a question mark in front of that function, right? And just to show you everything you need here. So then we will now go over to the toolbar. So the toolbar run is executes the selected lines of code from the source panel. We have the stops any running code, and we have the saves the current scripts, and we have the environment management, quickly clears your environment or loads your data. So let's see where we can find the toolbar. You can see it here. So install packages, check for packages, terminals. You can go to recurring directories, add-ins, do your add-ins, background jobs, and the rest. So this is where you can see all of those and the rest. So we'll move down to the status bar. Found at the bottom of the RStudio, showing current working directory and active project. So you can see your status bar. You see it somewhere here. See your status bar. So it's found at the bottom. It shows you your current working directory. So that's where you can find that. So tips for navigating the interface. So as you've seen the arrow and you've gotten your way, known some of the most in the components of the RStudio. So these are the tips you can use to navigate through the interface. Number one is customize layout. Rearrange or retrieve panel. Any problem? Anyone want to complain about something? Because I saw somebody on